Morning, it's day 45. I'm just leaving Ladram Bay caravan park. I don't know if you can see any of it behind me. Excellent place, lots of facilities. Yeah, it's expensive for backpackers, but you get what you pay for ultimately. The aim of today is to reach Seaton, or certainly Beer, and probably Seaton. I know I've got a few tough climbs, including one straight away virtually, and I need to stop off in Sidmouth because my inflatable pillow burst last night, so I can't sleep without a pillow. I know I've tried stuffing some clothes in a sack, but that didn't work, so now I'm going to see if I can get a new inflatable pillow. But yeah, so sunny spells today, the chance of a shower I think, but the chances are pretty small if history tells us anything, because we've been very lucky with the weather along this journey so far. Anyway, speak later. There's some views of the Devon countryside that we haven't really got to see much of. Well, that's the first two climbs done for the day. They were described as tough, but in fact one bloke at the bottom told me they were a killer. But I must be getting fitter because I did them both without stopping. Yeah, I was tiny bit out of breath on one of them, but I was sweating like a pig, but I always do anyway. So yeah, I'm either getting fitter or nowhere near as bad as described. Right, so I've just climbed Salcombe Hill out of Sidmouth. It was, yeah, it was a bit tough, but it was nothing untoward in comparison to some of the hills. It was a long hill rather than a very steep hill. Starting to get some lovely views up here now. I doubt whether this camera will pick them out, but we'll try anyway. Hang on. Right over there in the distance, you may or may not be able to pick out some of the hills of Dorset. And I, with my eye, can see Portland, but I don't know whether this camera can see it. But yeah, there's some of the cliffs. And it's not the best viewpoint because of all the trees. I bet it was a few years ago, but all the trees have grown up now. Anyway, yeah, it's nice and open up here. As you can see, I'm sweating like a pig. Morning, it's day 46, just leaving Beer campsite. Lovely stay. I'll just quickly flip the camera around and show you that. I was up on that little plateau up there, and stunning views down into the bay. The idea today is to walk to Charmouth, so quickly drop down to Seaton, grab a few bits and bobs for lunch, because we've then got the undercliffs to negotiate, which I don't know if any of you are aware is where a massive landslide occurred. I'm not sure now, it's 150, 200 years ago, something like that, and because the ground was deemed too unstable, people have never really been back to reclaim it for agricultural purposes, etc. So it's developed its own little ecosystem. So it's a bit like a jungle, which could be good and it could be a crappy experience, because obviously we had some rain last night. So it depends how wet it is as to what sort of an experience that's going to be. But anyway, that's what we've got to do, so let's have to crack on. We're now high above Seaton, and there's the campsite we stayed on last night over at Beer. We're probably very shortly going to be entering the undercliffs, so this may be the last sunlight we get for some time. It depends how overgrown it is, but I'm fairly certain you don't get too much sunlight down there. Anyway, we'll wait and see. So here we are, just about to enter the undercliffs, the mini sort of jungle, formed by loads of different landslides over the years. I'll put some details up on the screen, it explains a bit more about it. Give you a little shot of what we're about to go into. So down the steps and then into the jungle basically. I don't know if you'll hear this, but I'm quite impressed with the amount of time and money that's obviously gone into creating a path through these undercliffs. I mean, all these steps that have gone in, they take an awful lot of effort to build, and so far it's a very good clear path through. Fair play to whichever authority has done this. I did take a picture of a sign, I've forgotten which one it was now. But yeah, hopefully you can get some views of some of the flora and fauna as we're walking through. Haven't seen any or heard any strange creatures yet, but you never know. Might get to the further we get in. Oh, they've even got a signpost. They do say this is a bit of a jungle. Well, there's one of Tarzan's rope swings. Finally, we've broken out the tree cover. I can't say I'm disappointed to have done that. That was actually quite hard work on the slippy slidey mud and wet flint. My boots were sliding all over the place. I went over on my arse once and had about 4 or 5 Bambi on ice moments where it nearly happened. So yeah, glad to be out of that, although we've got a little bit of tricky path coming up, I think, but yeah, pretty much out of it. Here we are on the seafront at Wyke Regis. Excuse me, I've had a few beers. In fact, there's even a splash of rain coming in there. But there we are, that's where we're going to go tomorrow. Today, just going to walk down the seafront and then pop over where the gap in the cliffs is over there. To the outskirts of Charmouth, and there's a campsite. It's only going to be here another couple of miles or so it shouldn't take too long. It's day 47. You join me sat in my tent. Got everything packed up, just about to pull the tent down. It started bloody raining. So it's only a band of showers, so we're gonna have to wait it out. One band came through and I wiped the tent dry, and literally just finished wiping it dry and the rain started again. Hey ho, been lucky so far. Gotta have one wet day or whatever. So yeah, the plan today anyway is to walk to Burton Bradstock, which actually isn't that far. I think it's 10 miles tops. The only problem is you got to pull up at Burton Bradstock because there is literally no campsites at all then until you get to the outskirts of Weymouth. So yeah, so we're gonna go to Burton Bradstock. I've already made inquiries with the giant holiday site there. They'll happily take me. So we'll make our way there. So we've got a bit of climbing to do. We've got certainly Golden Cap to climb up, and there's a few other steep-sided hills I think along the way as well. So as long as the weather stays reasonable, it should be a good day. It'd be nice if it would clear up, because the views from the top of Golden Cap can be spectacular, but obviously if it's pissing down the rain we're not going to see very much. Anyway, we'll see what it's like later. Right, I just climbed up the hill out of Chisel. There's some sort of marathon run going on. So fitness is getting better because I beat 5 of the runners up the hill with my pack on. Yeah, quite chuffed with that. But I'm sweating like a pig. I've got all the wet weather gear on and it's dried up completely, so I might have to take it all off, I think. It's a bit windy, so I don't know how well you'll hear me. This is the start of the slow, gradual climb well, it's not so gradual, but up Golden Cap, and there's a running event coming in the opposite direction, so we're going to have to avoid all them as well. So here we are at the top of Golden Cap. View's not as great today as they have been in the past when I've been here because of the weather, but still not bad. Looking down now towards, I think it's Ype, is it? Into the distance, can't really see it, but West Bay, and then Burton Bradstock will be staying tonight. Sort of way over the headland over there. We've just come up from Seatown. That I think is Thorny, some Beacon or something like that. And then we've got to walk down. That bit sticking out is West Bay. Then you got the cliffs, and then beyond that there's a gap. That should be Burton Bradstock where we're staying tonight. Very windy up here, but we're on top, I think it's Thornicum Beacon, looking down towards West Bay in the distance. Down there, and then obviously inland from that you've got Bridport, where Mum and Dad used to live. It's day 48, just leaving the campsite at Burton Bradstock. The aim of today is to try and get to Wyke Regis on the outskirts of Weymouth. So it's going to be a long old day. We've got to negotiate Chisel Beach basically, but hopefully we're not going to be walking on all that horrible shingle. But yeah, big site here last night, I'll show you. Huge old site. I wasn't on that field. I was tucked up, hidden behind that big mound over there. But yeah, it's a mixture of sunshine, and there is a risk of a shower around lunchtime apparently, but yeah, it's a bit sort of sunny spells at the moment. It's gone cloud, sun's gone in behind the cloud, but yeah, hopefully it'll be dry all day, not too hot either. So yeah, hopefully it'll be a good day. So just climbed the hill out of the campsite, and there's a pretty good view of where we've got to go today. So looking down the beach there, and then as you can see the land drops down, and then you've got Portland. So before the land rises up for Portland, that's roughly where we've got to go. There's obviously some sort of fishing competition going on Over that way, it's just a very popular place to go fishing. But as you can see, tents dotted all along the beach for people fishing. Fortunately, we're walking in a little bit of this gravelly stuff. We want to try and avoid this because you could end up walking all the way to Weymouth on this if you weren't careful. But hopefully I think the path's going to take us inland a little bit away from it. I'll show you in a minute while I've got it on film. Walking through this bloody shingle is a killer. Unfortunately, this is the way the path takes us, just approaching West Bexington. But yeah, for the last half mile or so we were in lovely fields, grassy fields, but the path brought us back onto the shingle bank, and it's bloody hard work. It's not what you really want when you've got such a long day to do. I'm hoping once we get to West Bexington, I haven't looked at the map yet, but they might divert off the shingle bank again, but so I'm not sure I can take much more of this year. After about half an hour more walking on that, eventually the path took us onto more solid ground. Still Fleet Lagoon, but we come closer to it now. We've been high up above it for quite a while. Dropping down, 1 or 2 fishing shacks by the look of it, and field just about ready for harvest. Or will be in a week or two's time anyway. Yeah, getting a bit tired now, if I'm honest with you, but I think it's only about 6 miles to go, so you just got to knuckle down and just think of the pint of beer at the end. Always makes me get to the end. It's day 49. I'm just leaving the campsite at Martley's farm, or wherever it is. I'm just only got a light pack on today. It's obviously the big rucksack, but it's hardly got anything in it because I've left my tent behind, etc. Because I'm coming back here tonight, because today all I'm going to do is walk around Portland, the Isle of Portland. So it should be a relatively easy day. Anyway, just before I leave this area, I think we'll just show you a couple of the other residents. Good morning, guys. Have we got anything to say about anything this morning? No? Oh. Well, don't want to say anything about anything. Well, I am surprised. What about you, sir? You got anything to say about anything this morning? No? No. Oh well, thank you. Hi, boring start to the walk, but I've just done the climb up from I think it's Fortune's Well now onto the tops, so you get a fantastic view. Looking down Chisel Beach. Yeah, the road walk from Ferry Bridge into town, onto the island as such, was a long, arduous old walk, because it's stationary traffic all the way because they got some roadworks or something. So you're breathing in diesel fumes, and yeah, not particularly pleasant. So I'll definitely catch the bus on the way back. But yeah, here we are right on top. You see some of the geology around here. I'm no expert, but this is the famous Portland stone. In the evening, I met up with Steve and Anna. They were going to hang around Weymouth for a couple of days so they could walk the Lulworth ranges. So it was my last chance and a goodbye farewell to them. Whilst we were having a drink at this table, Anna looked out and saw Peter, the German guy who I last saw back in Hartland Quay many weeks earlier, walking past. So we both ran out and accosted the poor chap, startled him out of his wits. But he came in and joined us for a few drinks, and actually we went for a meal and had a great evening together, swapping stories of our adventures. So it was lovely to meet up with him again. been walking half an hour, realised I haven't done a good morning. It's day 50. Left the campsite at Trees Farm, whatever it was called. I'm now on the coast path that runs sort of from Wyke Regis down towards Weymouth Harbour. It's all tarmac at the moment, so fairly easy going. The plan today is to get to West Lulworth, where I've put myself in for a B&B, so no camping tonight. I tried contacting the youth hostel, but they've not got back to me, and I didn't fancy staying at that stupid site at Door, so no other options really. Well, I could have wild camped, I suppose, but I thought I'd take the opportunity, get everything charged up, clean, sorted for the last 2 or 3 days. So it's a nice day, it's supposed to stay nice all day. A few clouds, which is nice, just to keep the sun off you. Yeah, so next stop, Weymouth. So here we are on Weymouth seafront. We've got to walk all the way along the whole seafront, and then eventually right over there in the distance is where we'll start walking up into the hills. I haven't spoken much actually today, have I? Stopped off for lunch at the Smugglers Inn in Osmington Mills. It was prophetic, so as I walked down the steps, because the coast path actually literally goes through the grounds of the pub, and as I walked down the steps, the door was opened for business at 11:30, so it seemed rude not to go in. So I've had a couple of drinks and a BLT, so ready now to tackle some of the more beastly hills of today. Show you exactly, but yeah, we've got to go up in amongst those, and then we're going to get a few roller coaster ups and downs before we hit Lulworth, so that'll make it an interesting afternoon. Just approaching the first of those roller coaster dips I told you about. There it goes, straight down there and all the way back up. This one's quite steep, the next one is incredibly steep. So we just come down that one, that is the real steepie, and now we've got to climb back up the top of that one. Going up's not the problem, it's coming down, it's the pain. So we've done the hard bit, now it's got to climb up to the top. And this is the last roller coaster downhill. And there is Door. Now we just got to walk up, round and up over that headland in the far distance down into Lulworth. Very pretty room, nice shower. Yeah, very nice.